Well, that was a bit of a debacle, wasn't it? So after I finished recording the last unboxing of the Hakko desoldering station, I had to send it straight back because obviously it was faulty. And at the time I made that recording, I hadn't realised that the seller was not Amazon Direct. And a lot of people in the comments pointed out that I should just send it back and Amazon would just either replace or refund it. Well, it wasn't Amazon Direct, it was a third-party seller. And this is one of the things I don't like about Amazon, and a lot of people have said similar things, is that they obfuscate the fact that it's a third-party seller making the sale. It's not obvious. You have to go and look for it, which, I mean, it's not exactly hidden, but it's not front and center that this is not Amazon selling this. I think it was Amazon fulfilled, so it was from their warehouse, but the way that they use this is that they wash their hands of the whole thing up to a certain point, because it's all of the actual seller's responsibility to deal with the customer if anything goes wrong. I think if it gets past a certain point, say like 30 days, for instance, then the customer, then Amazon will actually deal with the customer directly and refund them. They'll cover the costs because they are, that's what they do. I don't know the legal in and outs of it, but that's just how it seems to work. So I sent it back. I tried to get a replacement because when I purchased that Hakko desoldering station, FR301, at the time it was £399 on Amazon. Actually, and I requested, I went through the process of requesting a refund or replacement, and there was no option to replace it. The only option was to send it back. And so that's what I did. I packed it up exactly as I'd found it, and I put it back in its original box and I sent it back. And I sent it on the Friday, they got it on the Monday, and then they dragged their feet for a little while. To be fair, it was only a few days, but it felt like forever. And it was, it was my money sitting there that I was unable to use, and I was unable to get a replacement. It's not like this is business critical or anything, but it's just annoying that they're happy to take their time. I suppose that there are unscrupulous customers that might take them for a ride and they have to actually check the item first, and there's probably a process that has to go through. Speaking of which, the item itself was used. Having spoken to lots of people that have owned one themselves, the nozzles come pre-tinned and full of solder, so you can't see the hole through the nozzle, and we'll get to that in a minute as well. There was some, and that nozzle on that Hakko was empty, so it had been melted. There was also some solder loose inside the collection tube, and that shouldn't be there. And there was also, somebody pointed out that the stand, the little metal folded piece of metal stand thing, was in the wrong place in the box, and we'll get to that as well when I open the new one. So it was definitely used. I think the cynic in me thinks what's happened here is some enterprising individual has had their Hakko desoldering station go faulty. They've then ordered a new one, and that's arrived. They've taken the innards of their broken one and swapped it with the innards of the new one, and then sent it back as faulty. Some people are like that, That's I just don't see, if it was faulty. Well, I suppose it could have just been faulty and they've just sent it back. But the fact that it's got some signs that it's been used, that it has heated, did they get it and it just stopped working? And if so, I can't remember the name of the company. I'll put it up on the screen now, up here. The company that sold it to me, that was sent back as faulty. That would have been sent back as faulty, and they've sent it back to me as a new item. What? Seriously, what? Yeah, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. They've wasted my time, and that's a precious thing to me. Anyway, so the price went up, which was annoying, and I was okay to swallow that, but I did have some help from a couple of people. Let me just look up who they are. Right, so yeah, Jose DS and Arminth chipped in and covered the cost of the difference in price and a little bit more, which I've put to good use. Well, yeah, I put to good use. I think it's good use anyway. So shall we have a look at the new one? But yeah, thank you, Jose, and thank you, Arminth. And thank you to all the other Hakko heroes. I will be, going forward, all of you that donated towards the cost of this will be honoured in future videos. Your names will appear in inside a blue and yellow cow. Blue and yellow cow, individually and sometimes grouped together as well, just randomly and without rhyme or reason. So anyway, this arrived. This is how you send things. So the box that I got the first one from was almost the same size as the actual box that the Hakko comes in. So there was actually no packaging inside it. I think it was a piece of brown paper, wasn't there? I can't remember. I'll put it on screen. And this one is full of air pillows. So I'll put it over here. It's just loads of them. Look at them. And this one looks, I think it's new. A bit dusty, so it's been sitting on a shelf. I do have some more stuff in here. I did take the opportunity to order a few bits and pieces. I needed some pin headers, and I needed some fuses for Commodore 64s, and I ordered a new nozzle as well. Oh, and some capacitors. So this is the stuff that we're interested in, and I ordered it from, if the box didn't give it away, CPC. Yeah, all of the big companies. I mean, I couldn't recommend one over the other. Farnell, CPC, DigiKey, Mouser, they're all really, really good, and the value on this was excellent. It was, I think it was £418 including VAT in the end, but these are quite expensive, and I paid a little bit extra for faster postage. I'm not going to destroy the packaging just in case I have to send it back. Here we go. Okay. Well, there's one myth dispelled there. Got the same things there, but the cable wasn't like this as well in the other one. But someone said that should be down here somewhere, but actually no, or possibly there. It was there. But look, this is the actual killer. The thing that actually convinces me that it was definitely used is that is full of solder. Right, so let's actually try it out this time and hope it actually works. Shall I just leave those in there? Yeah. Right, I've also ordered some more of these. So there was a little bit of extra money left over, so I've ordered some more filters, but they're from Amazon, which I'm actually reluctant to order things from Amazon now after this. So, and I ordered a slightly larger. This is a 1.6mm nozzle, again filled with solder, for getting things out like I got one here. So the pins on power connectors are, you know, just too big for the 1mm nozzle. You can't just get it on there, so the 1.6 is much better. I'm just going to try this in a sec, and well, actually, let's start putting it together now. I will be making a video comparing this to the old Duratool with its Goldfish on Games and Rudy's Retro Intel branding on it. And I want to know, I want to be answering the question, is this worth £400 and is this worth £100? I'm not going to bias my own video coming up, so I we'll see. Right, where shall I plug this in? Are you ready? Oh, it's got to be switched. I do not like this. That's rubbish. I'm not going to take it apart or anything. Let's switch it on. Oh, the light has come on. Hey, it's making the right farty noise. So we're going to try it out quickly on this. That's making some. Can you hear that? Let's stop now. Oh, and it smells. I can smell it. Nice. So yeah, I'm going to try it on this. There's a socket here that has been soldered in, so that's got fresh-ish solder on it. This is a scrap Spectrum issue 2 motherboard that really has seen better days. There's a lot of corrosion over here as well. Not sure what that's all about. But oh, and the coils. I was going to say I would take the coil out, but the coil is actually broken. Is there anything else useful on here? So all of the memory on this, I think I explained that before. All of the memory on this has had the 5-volt pin snipped. Every single chip has been snipped. Oh, that one might not be. And that one might not be. So actually, we'll take out a piece of logic. That's what the original plan was. And I'm not going to refresh it. I'm just going to see. Oh, actually, what temperature were we on? We're on number 1. That's good. That's 350 degrees. So the hole is now cleared. Now that I've done it. And where are we on this one? Oh, that's very good. So 350 is higher than I would normally use, especially on an issue 2. I usually use 330. So I'm not dwelling on these very long, and I'm conscious of traces on the other side being thicker. So when I get down to that last one on this side, I will actually dwell on that one a little bit longer. And I'm not doing my wiggling thing. It's quite difficult for me not to do that. Let's see if this one. I'm going to wiggle this one because this has got a thicker trace. Yeah, that's just taken all of the solder. There's no solder left on the other side. This is a thicker trace here. Should be good on all of these now. The nozzle is actually quite tight. There's not a lot of space. The nozzle on the Duratool one is bigger. So I'm very glad I got that bigger one. I'm mostly wiggling now just to straighten these pins because they're a little bit bent. but it's not immediately popping out. Oh, like I said, I don't care about this board, so I'm actually just levering it out. Normally I would heat it with hot air, but that has actually done a good enough job that I've not lifted any traces and the chip has come out clean. I'm quite impressed. Again, watch the video when it comes out. I'm going to try one of these memory chips, because this one here, this trace here is very heavy. I suppose I should just check. Yeah, I didn't lift any pads on the other side there. So someone in the comments on the last video said something along the lines of, the mistake I made was actually spending that much money on the Hakko when the Duratool or equivalent would actually be good enough. And to a certain extent, they're right. There really is no need to spend this much money on this tool when you can get something for a quarter of the sum that does the job almost as well. But I spend a lot of time desoldering chips, and I've got it down to quite a fine art with the Duratool. But it's still, the process that I have to go through with that one is 3 or 4 times as long as what you're seeing here. This is ridiculously fast, and like I said a little while ago, time is probably the most precious commodity that I have, and I'm so grateful for everybody, my Hakko heroes, for contributing to this so that it would actually allow me to do more in the small amount of time that I have available to me. I'm going to be brutal with this. I'm not going to, again, don't care, this motherboard is scrap, and it's good to know what the limitations are. Again, that's just popped out. I'm not going to do it now. I know that this one wouldn't do it in the same way. Would not do as good a job. That is impressive for the solder that's been on there for years and is oxidized. So the process that I go through with the Duratool is to, let's turn that off. Why would that be rattling? Oh, it stopped rattling now. Is to, first of all, tin all of the points that I'm going to desolder with fresh solder, so that wastes good solder. I then use the Duratool to desolder every point. It takes longer on each one. I have to heat them for longer, so there's more heat going into the board, even though I can actually heat at a lower temperature. And then I have to either desolder the other side with braid, or heat with a hot air station to melt the solder on the other side. So all of those things increase the risk to the motherboard, because there's more heat going in at every stage. I'm heating the pins every time I'm reflowing the solder. I'm then heating them again with the desoldering station, and then I'm heating them again with braid or the hot air station. With this, I'm just heating them once and I'm away. So there's a lot of things going on here that actually warrant. Oh, that's another thing. If I want to change the nozzle in this, I either have to wait for it to cool down and then undo it, take out the nozzle, put on a new one, which I usually keep here, but I've put them all away for now. And then do it back up. Now, if it's hot, I have to use pliers, and it's awkward. With this one, that's it. Done. Nozzle's in there. I can just pop the other one on, click it in place. Job's a good one. So, thank you again to everybody that contributed to this. And I'm always a great believer in paying it forward. Actually, here we go. This is wet. This is going to live now. That's going to live in there like that. And I can use that at the same time. Cool. Yeah, I'm always a great believer in paying it forward. I always look for ways that I can, because I get a lot of stuff from you lot. You're all helping me all the time. People are sending me bits and pieces that make this an interesting hobby and enable me to share decent stuff with you. So I like to, if I can, pass on the things that I don't need. So, I mean, it would be nice to hang on to this one as a spare, but it would be a luxury. And I know that I can find a much better home for that. And I'm thinking of Happy Little Diodes. I think I should send that to him because he's been talking about upgrading to a Duratool one for a while. And this isn't a bad tool. The gun on this one is brand new. I have actually, I did have, this was the one I was using, and it got blocked up and I wasn't sure what was going on, but it was actually that I misplaced one of the grommets, like a gasket thing in there. So it wasn't sucking properly. So when I put this one on, it was like brand new. When this has only got, a couple of days use in it. And I've got loads of tips for him, and I've got loads of filters that I've purchased. So he should be good for a good while with that. So yeah, I think Happy Little Diodes, I'm going to send that to him, and I've got a few other bits and pieces to send to him as well. But I think that would be a good thing to do, don't you? It's just nice to do nice things. People do nice things for me, so I should do nice things for other people. Thank you very much, everybody, for contributing again. Thanks for watching. And just being awesome. Cheers. One other thing before I forget, this right. Let's start with this one. This is I mean, it needs cleaning now, and I'm always reluctant to clear it out because it's such a pain to actually get this out. So you have to pull that down so that this releases, and then you push this into the rubber to give you some space, because it won't just come out by itself. There's no way, it's actually caught. So you have to push it into that rubber and give yourself a little bit of extra clearance. And then it just about scrapes through there. And then you're done. You've got it out. But then this is all a mess as well. This is the bit I lost before. That bit can go missing. So you have to take all this out. I'll put a fresh filter in. And you have to unpick all of the solder from the spring and clean it all out. And then you have to clean the tube out as well. I use a piece of wood to scrape that, and if you flood it with isopropyl alcohol, that cleans up really well. And then you put it all back together with the metal bit in first, and then the filter in next, and then push that into there whilst holding your finger in there, pulling this back at the same time, pulling a face, and then you can clip it in. And that's it. That's a pain in the butt. I've just cleaned this one out, and this is how I did it. You pull that back, you lift that out, you pull this bit out, and you tip out the solder, you put that back, drop that back in there, press that button, and you're good to go. That's amazing. That's so much better. Oh, and it's if you need to get access to the pump, the Dura tool, well, this is the pump. So if something clogs up in there, I've never had to clean that before, and it has got a filter on the other end that I have changed regularly. But this one is obviously all built in, so everything is inside here. So I believe that comes out there. So this is the only danger area. That's the actual pump there. There's just so much less to go wrong. So yeah, you're just waiting for, yeah, well, you're looking to make sure that that doesn't get clogged up. Excellent. So I hope that I won't have to go in there too often. I'm going to keep this clear of solder. Actually, that's got a little bit more in it. There you go. Cleaned out. I love it. Anyway, carry on. Don't know what to do now. Might do some desoldering. Or I'll go and have lunch.